The U.S. Navy decides to make a change to uniforms as people are hypercritical, and they're saying, this is not what we need, Navy. You need to stop being tone deaf. We have a lot of real issues. It looks like the uniform regulation changes have been the force that continues to be the why this, why not that comparison. We've actually had a lot of issues in regards to SISA. I'll list it down below, that way you know, on ships, and there's been criticism across the fleet in regards to that, but there were 3 new changes that came about that came under fire. So this nav admin announces an updated uniform policy and grooming policy. So the first one was, they said that all sailors, regardless of their rank, grade, ethnicity, position held, or community assigned, any difference between male and female grooming policies recognizes the difference between genders. Navy uniform policy updates are a result of fleet feedback, uniform working group discussions, command sponsor requests, and direction from Navy leadership. So people are relating that we don't need these uniform changes, mental health, but I want to say they are telling you here that this is the uniform board, not correlated to the personnel department of the U.S. Navy. Rank insignia worn on rank tabs effective 1 October 2022. All Navy service members will wear the black cold weather parka. CWP rank insignia on all uniform components with rank tabs. Uniform components requiring the black rank insignia in addition to the CWP include the Navy working uniform and all these other ones. So this initially is going to be optional, but until October, they're making this a requirement. And a lot of people are saying, why is this even an issue? This is a non-issue. Do I have to show you this thumbnail of a video where there was an Army officer of over 30 years, I believe, that was caught motorboating a junior soldier in the same position as they were changing ranks? And they were saying that this was because they were switching it because it was too sexualized and they needed an easier vision. So it's like which one are we going to lose on right now? They also say retired male sailor uniform grooming standards effective immediately. Retired male sailors are authorized to have facial hair or a beard when wearing Navy uniforms during authorized ceremonial events. Facial hair must be neatly groomed and be in keeping with the professional appearance. What about this? This is professional appearance. I wouldn't say anyone would say it's too crazy, right? But you were so close, Navy. You were so freaking close, man. We're this close to getting it. We're inching there. Only a couple months ago, you said people that had no shaved chits didn't need a piece of paper to prove it. You said they could line up their beards if they had one. And now you're saying retirees are getting beards. What about the active duty dudes that just want to have some facial hair? But this has come at a force to be reckoned with across social media, where they're talking about these regulations of these 2 things that I mentioned. On top of that, pantyhose, and also on top of that, the new official white uniform for chief petty officers for women. They're like, this is non-issue situations that we just don't need to care about. However, they're saying let's redirect or keep the focus on mental health. To be fair, even though, like I said, the personnel command here and the board that does uniform regulations do not have a bearing or effect within the military health system. Now, that doesn't mean that this has fallen on deaf ears. It does look like the Admiral over at the My Navy HR has actually come out and talked about his own situations with SISA and kind of, wanting to share his story and realizing that people may need to hear it and understand these aren't just robot military people, which I actually do commend.
And you know that we have far too many shipmates that are afraid to ask for help, perhaps you, as well as suicides. And so I decided that I would share my personal story. 28 years ago, I lost my sister Mary to suicide. She was wonderful. We were both in our early 30s. I was ops on Arleigh Burke. She was the youngest marketing director for the Ladies Professional Golf Association. By any measure, Mary Nowell was someone that you wanted to be. If she'd had Facebook or Instagram or Twitter today, she would have been one of those people that you said, wow, that's the life I want to have. Look how great her life is. And as it turned out, Mary was working through issues that she didn't share with me, didn't share with her friends. And we had a rocky childhood. I thought that we'd worked our way through that and we were in a good place. And Mary was having problems and she had gotten help, but she hadn't shared it with her supporting network, and so we weren't there to help her. So frankly, when I got that call on a Saturday morning, 2 weeks before deployment, I was devastated. I was stunned. I was surprised. I couldn't believe it. The family couldn't believe it. Every day for the last 28 years, I think of Mary. I think about what I could have done. I ask myself that. And so here's what I'm asking you to do. If you feel like you need help, then please ask for it. It will not end your career. People are there. They want to support you. Your shipmates, your family will be there for you. But we need you to let us know. And if you are a shipmate who thinks that another shipmate needs some help, I need you to reach out and take action. I don't want any of you to be Mary, and I don't want you to be me.
This was also met by some criticism by somebody saying, stop requiring sailors to need referrals to see non-Navy providers for mental health. Spouses are not required to have referrals. Why should we need one? Requiring sailors to get a referral only slows down the sailor and their potential to get help. This comes down to TRICARE, which is obviously very expensive, like I'm going to mention here in a second. But on top of that, there are only so many mental health providers within the system that are in the network. And even outside of the military, they are very much hurting just like we are inside the military. And so I'm sure that this is not only just for dollars and cents, but also seeing if primary care providers can handle basic mental health care concerns. And honestly, they do have some level of training and understanding of this to be able to handle some minor things, or maybe even start someone on some basic medications. Now, I want to go on with this because I'm like, the people that you should target your frustrations with whenever it comes to military budget, where the funding's coming from, where it's going to, is a yearly event that is planned out and shows exactly where it's at. Military healthcare is not cheap. And if you want that to be the case, write your congressman, write whatever representatives you need to say that you want more advocacy for this stuff when it comes to the DoD budget. Because if you don't advocate on that level, it's not going to happen. The people here that are on this level are given certain dollars to fix things and work on things and maintain things as appropriate. And the correlation between uniforms and the idea that there is a link between military medicine is just not really there. And I say this is all important because I think a lot of people don't think your voice is heard, because literally if you don't have that pressure on your representation, they're just going to continue to do what they want to do and not worry about their constituents. That's what I'm linking down below. If you want to talk to your representative, you can go talk to them, leave a comment, call them, whatever you got to do in order to make it work. But I hope that you guys don't correlate the rank tabs, which I agree aren't an issue, and I don't think it's sexualized, but I don't care other than the fact I bought one the day that this regulation came out, and it was the old one, so I wasted $2.30. So I will be returning that because I probably won't need it. But as always, let me know if you guys think that this is an issue or a non-issue down in the comments below, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. If you guys have other topics or ideas, hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. See you next time.